I'm Anil Kumar, and here is a bonus question for you on factoring. The question is to factor fully x to the power of 6 minus 7 times x cubed minus 8 equals to 0. You can pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestion. A very simple substitution will help us to factor this equation. If I substitute x cubed as, let us say, p, then x to the power of 6 will be p square, correct? So I can write this equation as, see, this is x to the power of 6. I'll write this as p square. So I get p square minus 7 x cubed as p minus 8 equals to 0. So that becomes my equation. Now in this equation we can factor using product and sum. What do we need? We need two numbers whose product, let me use numbers a and b now since I've used p as a variable. Two numbers a and b whose product should be minus 8, and when you add them up you should get minus 7, right? So what are these two numbers? These numbers should be one positive, one negative. Bigger number is negative, right? So minus 8 times plus 1. When you add them you get minus 7. And that helps you to factor this equation. So the left side really becomes p minus 8 times p plus 1 equals to 0. Now we can substitute back what p is, which is x cubed, right? So we'll write x cubed minus 8 times x cubed plus 1 equals to 0. At this stage we know what is 8. 8 is 2 cubed, right? So 8 is equals to 2 cubed. So basically we have x cubed minus 2 cubed. We can apply the formula for difference of cubes or sum of cubes to expand, right? So let me write down this formula here. If I have a cubed plus b cubed, I could factor this as a plus b times a square plus minus ab plus b square, right? That is how I could factor. However, if I have a cube minus b cube, then the only change is these signs. So we will apply this formula and factor it further. X cubed minus 8, think 8 as 2 cubed, right? It is minus. So we'll write this as x minus 2, 2 cube is 8, times x square plus 2 square, which is 4, 2 times x, which is, we'll write 2 square later, 2x ab plus 2 square, which is 4. So you get the first part. Now x cube plus 1, you could factor this as x plus 1 times x square minus x, 1 times x is x, plus 1 square equals to 0. Do you see that? So that is how you could factor. Now in fact, we have an equation here which says x to the power of 6 minus 7x cubed minus 8 equals to 0. So we can actually solve this equation. So now in this stage we will solve our equation. Solving equation really means making left side equals to right side. Now these two factors can never be 0. Remember that part. Otherwise we could have factored it further. That's the whole idea. So we have two solutions here. X minus 2 equals to 0. That gives us x equals to 2. And then we have x plus 1 equals to 0. That gives us x equals to minus 1. Correct? So we have the factored form, which I could write here as our answer. The answer here is, factored form will be, let me write like this, x plus 1 times x minus 2 times x square plus 2x plus 4 times x square minus x plus 1 equals to 0. And if you need the solution, then we have x equals to minus 1 and x equals to 2 as solution for the equation, right? So that is how very easily we can factor and find solution of such equations. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.